Something unexpected is going to happen in your life in the next 30 minutes, and God Himself is trying to prepare you. Archangel Michael says, "Open now." This isn't a coincidence. This title did not appear before your eyes by chance, nor was it written for the many, it was whispered for the one. And that one, beloved, is you. You are not here because of an algorithm. You are here because a divine hand reached into time itself to pull you into this very moment. What you are about to receive is not information, it is preparation. A holy encounter, an urgent call, an unfolding prophecy written into the fabric of your destiny. Something is already shifting in the spiritual realm, and this message is heaven's response to that unseen movement. A divine interception is taking place right now. Within the next 30 minutes, something is going to align, unlock, or unearth in your life that has been long held, long hidden, or long denied. And before it happens, you must be spiritually positioned not just to endure it, but to discern it, receive it, and rise with it. Archangel Michael is not just delivering this message, he is surrounding you even now. His sword is drawn. His wings are wide. His presence hovers near your spirit like the stillness before a storm. Something is coming, and it's coming fast. A message. A shift. A visitation. The next 30 minutes are not ordinary minutes. They are marked in the heavens. They are sealed by divine purpose. Someone in the unseen realms has been calling out for your attention. A guide, a guardian, a heavenly ancestor, perhaps someone assigned to your soul's growth. And this moment is their answer. This moment is your spiritual briefing. You were not supposed to miss this. You were not supposed to scroll past this. You were not supposed to dismiss this as mere content. This is your alignment call. Prepare your spirit for what's approaching has the power to reroute everything. If this resonates in your soul, type 111 in the comments to seal this divine alignment in faith. You're not imagining this. You didn't randomly click on this. You didn't just stumble into this moment. You were brought here summoned. And I, Archangel Michael, have been permitted to speak directly to your spirit in this hour. I speak not through fear, but through divine fire. I come not with hesitation, but with heavenly authority. There is something unraveling and something emerging, and the Spirit of God has marked you to know, to feel, and to prepare before it manifests. Time is not running out, it is folding inward, compressing, aligning into a single sacred moment of reckoning. And that moment, child of light, is now. You have entered a prophetic window, 30 minutes sealed in urgency. 30 minutes covered in revelation. 30 minutes where everything that was hidden begins to pulse in the open. I need you to hear me, not with your ears but with your soul. I need you to wake up from the spiritual sleep that's been binding your discernment. Because what's coming will not knock on the front door of your life, it will break through the back wall if you are unguarded. But you won't be unguarded. That's why heaven sent this word. That's why your spirit was stirred. That's why you couldn't scroll away. Because even in the silence, your name was being called. This is not a coincidence. This is a spiritual interception. You have been pulled from the edge of distraction, pulled from the noise, pulled from the dull repetition of doubt so that you can remember who you are, whose you are, and what heaven is about to do in you, for you, and through you. This message is your divine interruption. You are not being warned for fear, you are being warned for fear. Because favor must have foundation. Favor must have clarity. Favor cannot fall on confusion. So I am here, assigned to strip away the veil, to draw the sword against deception, and to shine the light of truth into the corridors of your current reality. Understand this: when God sends a messenger, it's because something unseen is approaching fast. something that cannot be discerned by human eyes or understood by natural timelines. You are in a countdown, and though you may not feel the ticking in your ears, your spirit already knows. The agitation, that was the spirit alerting you. The dreams, that was prophecy knocking. The strange encounters, that was heaven mapping your coordinates. Nothing in your life right now is random. It has all been building toward this threshold. You were never meant to walk blindfolded into this next chapter. And so, heaven has lifted the veil. You are being briefed by light. Heaven has scheduled this encounter because a door is about to swing open or a mask is about to fall. Either way, you must be ready. You must not hesitate. The next 30 minutes are more than time. They are a test. They are a tuning. And the choices you make in the spiritual will echo in the physical before the sun sets on this very day. Let me say it again, not to startle you, but to awaken you. Something unexpected is about to unfold. And this is not a moment to guess, it is a moment to grip. You are being asked to remember your authority. You are being called to stand up in your spirit before anything tries to sit you down in your fear. The interruption you feel, it is sacred. The urgency pulsing in your chest, that is divine rhythm. Do not silence it. Do not explain it away. That pulse is your preparation. That feeling is your discernment rising again. You've been distracted too long. You've been second-guessing too long. But this is your spiritual whistle. The signal has been blown. Now is the time to position your soul like a soldier and your heart like a temple. You are not being overlooked. You are being overridden. Whatever was planned to distract you from this message was dismantled. You've been routed here for a reason. And I declare to you now, in the authority of heaven and in the shadow of the Most High, you will not miss what God is trying to give you. You will not miss the sign. You will not miss the shift. You will not miss the instruction. Because your spirit has just answered. And when your spirit answers, heaven responds. This is not just a message, it is a mantle. This is not just a video, it is a visitation. Prepare yourself. Stay present. The countdown has already begun. If your spirit receives this call, type 333 in the comments as a signal to heaven that you are spiritually present and ready. You felt it. Even before this moment, even before the words found you, something deep in your spirit has been whispering, warning, waving its arms behind the veil. There's been a weight, not just of fatigue but of friction. Invisible resistance. A strange sense that something or someone hath been subtly pulling you backward while you've been trying to push forward. This is not paranoia. This is not your imagination running wild. This, beloved, is the uncovering. And I, Archangel Michael, am here to shine a sword of truth into the shadowed corners of your journey. There has been a presence, an energy that once seemed comforting, supportive, perhaps even necessary. You thought they were for you. You believed they were safe. But the signs you felt were not false alarms. They were soul-level warnings. Because what cloaked itself in kindness was, in fact, cloaked in calculation. There was jealousy, cloaked as interest. There was control, hidden beneath concern. There was manipulation, masked as love. And it wasn't your failure that let it in, it was your light. Your goodness. Your openness. But no more. The veil is lifting, and what once moved in shadows must now answer to the light. They knew your potential. They saw your glow long before you recognized it. And instead of honoring it, they feared it. Instead of supporting your rise, they studied your rhythm, seeking ways to delay your movement without being seen. subtle sabotage, emotional confusion, repetitive cycles that kept your spirit walking in circles, thinking you were moving forward when, in fact, you were being spiritually drained. This wasn't confusion, it was calculation. And heaven is exposing it now because your next step cannot include this interference. What's been hidden is being dragged into the light, not to shame you but to free you. You see, the interference didn't just take form in people. Sometimes it showed up in old patterns that suddenly re-emerged. Toxic thoughts, self-doubt, delays that didn't make sense, opportunities that slipped through your fingers for no logical reason, doors you prayed for that looked open but never moved. That stagnation wasn't always just circumstance. Something or someone was siphoning your clarity. And now the spiritual realm is sounding the alarm. The truth is rising. The mask is slipping. The deceiver is growing desperate because heaven has caught the scent of their agenda. And heaven is done staying silent. You might be asking, why didn't I see this sooner? Let me speak to that. It wasn't because you were blind. It was because you were being preserved. Sometimes God allows the full weight of a thing to be hidden until your strength can carry the truth, until your discernment is sharp enough to cut through the performance, until your heart is stable enough not to turn back once the truth is revealed. And now, you are ready. You are strong enough. You are grounded enough. So the exposure begins not to break you, but to unbind you. You may feel betrayed. You may feel angry. You may even feel foolish. But do not let these emotions define the moment. This is not about shame, it's about strategy. Heaven is letting you see now because your spirit is positioned for liberation. The chains of emotional manipulation are being shattered. The webs of spiritual confusion are being torched. I, Archangel Michael, have been ordered to stand guard over your clarity, and I will not allow this interference to persist in silence any longer. You were not wrong to love. You were not wrong to trust. You were wrong but not abandoned. And now, you are being avenged in the spirit. Not with violence but with vision. Not with revenge but with revelation. The ones who operated behind the curtain are about to be exposed in their own contradictions. Watch closely. The truth will leak. The slip will happen. The confession will come not because you demanded it, but because God decreed it. It is not your battle to fight. It is heaven's battle to finish. Let your spirit be still. Do not chase closure. Do not demand apology. The exposure will be enough. And when it comes, remember this. It was never about them. It was always about your calling. They were simply the echo of your old self trying to keep you bound. But you are not that person anymore. You are not who you were. You are not available for manipulation. You are not vulnerable to disguised intentions. You have stepped into truth, and truth is armor. Stand tall, beloved. The sword of revelation has been drawn. Let what's hidden come to light. And let what no longer belongs fall away because something greater is already aligning in your path. If this revelation speaks to your soul, type 555 in the comments and declare, "The mask has fallen, and I am free." Now take a breath. Go back, feel it. Think of the signs. Recall those unshakable moments that didn't make sense, but wouldn't let you go. That strange dream that lingered for days. The numbers repeating on your phone screen: 111, 333, 555 appearing on receipts, license plates, digital clocks like a divine tap on the shoulder. The sudden burst of exhaustion for no reason. The object you once held dear that suddenly cracked, fell, or disappeared. A butterfly that followed you. the black cat that stared, the crow that called just as your name passed through someone's lips. You noticed, you saw, you heard, and none of it was random. Heaven has been trying to reach you. The Spirit hath been speaking. The signs were not meaningless, they were messages. Prophetic breadcrumbs left in your atmosphere, nudging your soul toward awareness, calling your attention away from the fog and back into the light. You are not crazy. You are not too sensitive. You are spiritually gifted. And your spirit, yes, your spirit has been receiving sacred downloads long before this message even arrived. This message is only the confirmation. You've awakened at 3:33 a.m. more times than you can count, haven't you? Not by noise, not by alarm, but by an inner stirring. That wasn't insomnia, it was an angelic visitation. That was heaven whispering, "Wake up." Something is shifting. The burning sensation in your hands, the pressure between your eyebrows, the ringing in your ears, these were not ailments. These were signs of divine alignment, angelic closeness, prophetic insight trying to break through your ordinary senses. You are more in tune than you've ever been told. And now, it's time to trust it. The snake in your dream, it wasn't just a symbol of fear. It was revelation, a warning, a message that something around you carried hidden venom. That overflowing watered dream wasn't just anxiety, it was your emotions rising to the surface after being suppressed too long. The repeated image of fire wasn't destruction, it was purification. And those open doors, they were heaven's reminder that even if man shuts a gate, God is still unlocking your future. Have you felt sudden cold chills when no wind was present? Have you sensed a presence standing behind you in prayer? Have you heard your name whispered when no one was near? This is not your imagination. This is angelic communication. Your ancestors, your guides, and Archangel Michael have been hovering near your path, trying to get you to look again, to feel again, to remember your power. And this message right now is the culmination of those signs. Even nature has been speaking. The bird that flew directly into your path, the butterfly landing at your feet, the same animal showing up over and over again, these are not symbols to ignore. These are divine announcements. Spiritual confirmation sent not to scare you, but to awaken you. Every time you brushed it off, your spirit still stored it. And now, heaven is revealing the connection. You were never being haunted. You were being hunted by your own destiny. And every sign was proof that you are too called, too chosen, too covered to walk through life asleep any longer. Let me tell you plainly, when God is about to shift something in your life, the signs will multiply. The signs will intensify. Because God knows the importance of clarity before the crossing. The signs you've seen are not over yet. In the next 30 minutes, more will come. A whisper, a message, a sudden stillness, a name repeated again, a flicker in the light. Pay attention. Write it down. Trust your intuition. Heaven is not done confirming. Heaven is not done speaking. But now, you must start listening differently. You are being upgraded. You are being instructed. You are being refined. And the signs are not just spiritual, they are strategic. They are heaven's way of preparing you, protecting you, and positioning you. You not wait for the world to validate what God has already confirmed. You don't need another opinion. You need obedience. You don't need more proof. You need permission from yourself to trust what your spirit already knows is true. This moment is holy. These signs are sacred. And this message, this is the light bulb heaven sent to illuminate all the divine breadcrumbs that led you here. You are aligned. You are being seen. You are being spoken to in a language older than words, the language of signs, spirit, and synchronicity. If you've seen the signs, and you now see their meaning, type 777 in the comments and declare, I am aligned with heaven's guidance. The moment has arrived. The curtain is trembling. The mask is slipping. What was once hidden is now unraveling before your very eyes, not through confrontation, not through rage, but through revelation. You don't have to force it. You don't have to dig. You don't have to beg for the truth to show itself. Heaven has already decreed it. What was cloaked in darkness is about to be dragged into the light. The exposure is not coming, it has already begun. You must understand something sacred now. This is not vengeance. This is divine justice. And divine justice doesn't always strike with thunder. Sometimes it reveals through silence, a slip of the tongue, a strange apology, an accidental message, a name mentioned at the perfect moment, a dream that speaks more than their lips ever could. That's how it will begin. That's how the truth will rise. You will know, not just in your mind, but in your spirit. Your body will react before your mouth can form the question. Because truth vibrates. Truth shakes the atmosphere. Truth pierces deeper than any lie ever could. Heaven is already moving. What was done behind closed doors, whispered in shadow, or disguised as help will now fall apart under the weight of divine light. You don't have to get involved. You don't need to confront anyone. You only need to stay in alignment, because heaven is orchestrating the unveiling. And trust me, when God unmasks, no hand can stop it. No charm can delay it. No performance can rewrite it. Some will try to explain. Some will try to twist it. Some will try to act as if nothing happened. But you chosen one, you will not be confused. Because you will remember this moment. You will remember that heaven already prepared you, that the signs already warned you, that the prophetic insight already equipped you to stand in clarity. You won't be shaken this time. You won't fall for the performance, because now you see, and once you see, you cannot unsee. There may be a wave of sorrow, a sting of disappointment, a brief temptation to rewind the story and fix what is now exposed. Don't. The exposure is the healing. The truth is the closure. The unmasking is the release. This isn't about breaking ties, it's about breaking cycles. It's about releasing the hidden grip someone had on your soul. Someone who may have smiled in your presence while speaking confusion into your future behind your back. Someone who benefited from your light while secretly hoping you'd never realize your power. But now you do. And the more you stay in spiritual stillness, the faster the truth will surface. The saboteur is already stumbling. The energy that worked in silence is now slipping. You may not see it all at once, but make no mistake, it is crumbling. And you must not intervene. You must not warn them. You must not try to explain what God is dismantling. Let the divine do its work. Let the mask fall. When the confession comes, receive it, but do not reattach. When the mistake happens, acknowledge it, but do not reopen the wound. When the symbolic moment occurs, a broken item, a delayed call, a canceled plan, interpret it as confirmation. Let everything mean something now. Because it does. The veil is off. The illusion is ending. And what was draining you behind the scenes is about to be completely removed by forces greater than your own. You are being vindicated in silence. You are being protected in secret. The spiritual battle has already been fought on your behalf, and victory is not coming. It has been declared. Stay in your peace. That's your power. Stay in your truth. That's your protection. Heaven's armies are moving. Archangel Michael, have been dispatched with the authority of heaven to guard this revelation, to shield you from the retaliation of exposed energies, to keep you centered when chaos tries to distract. You are safe. You are covered. You are being delivered, not from a person, but from a pattern. The cycle ends with this exposure. The stronghold ends with this truth. And from here, you rise not in anger, but in wisdom. Not in fear, but in faith. Not with revenge, but with revelation. Because the unmasking wasn't just about them, it was about what you were ready to see. And now, you are ready to walk in that clarity like a flame that cannot be covered again. If you feel the unmasking is already happening in your life, type 999 in the comments and declare, truth has risen. The cycle is broken. Let's speak now to what you've carried. Let's speak to the weight that has been pressing down on your spirit not just recently, but over years. Because truthfully, it's not just about what was hidden. It's about what was held back. And yes, child of light, something was held back. Something was taken. Something was delayed. And I, Archangel Michael, have come to confirm what your heart has long suspected but your mind kept trying to silence. There have been blessings that were circling you, prepared and packaged in the spirit ready to descend. Opportunities, relationships, breakthroughs, open doors. But each time it felt close, something interfered. Something shifted. Something vanished just before the moment of manifestation. And you were left wondering, did I miss it? Was I not ready? Did I mess it up? Oh, you didn't mess it up. You didn't lose it. You were being protected. You were being preserved. What you don't yet fully realize is that the delay was divine. You weren't punishment with postponement. You weren't rejected, you were routed. God saw what you couldn't see. God heard conversations behind closed doors. God felt the vibration of those near you who did not truly celebrate your rise. If the blessing had landed then when your circle was still polluted, when your boundaries were still weak, when your spirit was still vulnerable, it wouldn't have survived. It would have been stolen, contaminated, misused. So heaven stepped in, not to deny you but to defend you. Your tears were not wasted. Your patience was not pointless. Every unanswered prayer, every closed door, every moment of stillness was a shield. Yes, you heard. Yes, you felt forgotten. Yes, you questioned if you had fallen out of divine favor. But no, heaven was working behind the veil, rewiring timelines, redirecting energies, reconstructing the path, so that when the blessing does fall, and it will, it lands in a place that can hold it, nurture it, and protect it. Now, the exposure makes sense, doesn't it? Now, the delay reveals its purpose. Because what was hiding in your life was also hiding in your field. And anything hiding in your field can influence your harvest. So God removed the saboteur before the seeds could sprout. God revealed the jealous spirit before the abundance could multiply. God shifted your connections before your breakthrough arrived. Because your blessing is not just about you, it's about what grows through you. And heaven will not allow contaminated soil to produce sacred fruit. Let's name what was delayed. Your peace, your clarity, your confidence, your divine connection, your business, your move, your divine partner, your healed relationships, your next level. All of it was delayed not because you weren't worthy, but because you were being made ready. You were being spiritually detoxed. You were being equipped. And now, as the unmasking begins, as the interference lifts, the path clears. And with that clarity comes motion. Rapid motion. Effective salvation, not just slow restoration, divine acceleration. God is not returning what was lost. God is multiplying what was delayed. The season of hesitation is ending. The fog is lifting. Your prayers have been heard. Your patience has been recorded. And now, your posture of faith is unlocking the very thing that's been circling above you, waiting for this moment of clarity to land. And I know the pain tried to bury you. The disappointment nearly convinced you that maybe this was just your portion. But I declare with the authority of heaven, you are not forgotten. You are not broken. You are not behind. You are being crowned. What was delayed is returning with interest. What was blocked is now breaking through. And you don't need to chase it, it's coming to you. Because your frequency has shifted. Your atmosphere has changed. And heaven is responding to the version of you who is no longer available for sabotage. Hold your head high now. Wipe your tears. The delay was protection. The silence was sacred. And the wait was a witness to your strength, your growth, and your unshakable light. What's coming is not a repeat. It's a resurrection. And the time has come. If you receive the restoration and release of divine delay, type 888 in the comments and declare, what was mine returns multiplied. Feel this in your chest right now. Breathe deep. Here it is. That pressure that's been sitting under your ribs, that tightness in your solar plexus, that silent tension you couldn't explain, it's breaking. Not because of what you did, but because of what heaven has already completed. The shift has already begun. Not out there, not in the physical, but inside you. And it's sacred. This shift isn't loud and doesn't demand attention. It flows like oil. It flows like peace. What's happening in you right now is not a reaction, it is a release. This is the moment where your spirit stops tolerating what your soul has outgrown. This is the moment where the old self, the one that kept shrinking to make others comfortable, the one that held back to avoid conflict, the one that questioned their own intuition, dies. This is not emotional. It's energetic. You are undergoing a soul-level recalibration. The chains didn't just fall, they dissolved. The weight didn't just lift, it evaporated. The deep breath you just took, that was your body saying, we're free. You may feel like crying. Let the tears come. It is the residue of resistance being released. You may feel sudden exhaustion. Let your body rest, that is your nervous system realigning after years of emotional warfare. You may feel nothing at all. That's okay. Breakthrough doesn't always announce itself with fireworks. Sometimes it enters in silence. And silence is sacred. This shift is internal. Don't look for external validation yet. This isn't for them. This is for you. The silence you hear is not absence, it is announcement. The saboteur has gone quiet. The energy that once hovered over your life like a cloud of confusion has now scattered. You may even notice that certain people no longer reach out. Don't chase the silence. Don't question it. Your absence is confirmation. Your silence is clarity. When heaven clears your atmosphere, it always removes what no longer belongs. What left your life was necessary for what's about to enter. This breakthrough isn't flashy. It's foundational. You're no longer looking to be rescued, you're realizing you were always your own rescue. You're no longer waiting for the perfect sign, you are becoming the sign. Your light is no longer dimmed by your past pain, it's ignited by your spiritual vision. You're not begging to be chosen anymore. You're walking like the chosen one you've always been. Archangel Michael speaks this truth to you now. The breakthrough you've been praying for didn't just come, it came through you. You didn't just wait for it, you birthed it. through every tear, through every silent night, through every no, through every detour, through every spiritual attack that didn't destroy you but developed you. What once felt like delay was your labor, and now the delivery has come. You may still feel the echoes of old energy, but they have no grip. You are not who you were last week. You are not vibrating at the same level you once were. The patterns you've broken have created energetic space for higher things, for deeper alignment, for divine appointments, for the manifestation of promises that have waited for this very frequency. This is not hype. This is holy. You're going to feel this shift when you wake up in the morning, and you're no longer anxious about things that used to consume you. You'll feel it when you respond with calm to what once triggered chaos. You'll feel it when the person or habit that once held power over you no longer holds your attention. That's the breakthrough. It's not the things chain you, it's that you chained. You become immovable. You become unshakable. You become healed. This shift will not need to be announced. It will be felt. It will echo in your presence. It will shine through your eyes. It will open doors you don't have to knock on. You will begin to attract what is already in agreement with your healed vibration. The blessings will come not because you chased them, but because you became ready to hold them. And now heaven celebrates with you. I, Archangel Michael, draw my sword not in defense, but in honor. You have passed the threshold. You have crossed the spiritual sea. You are standing on dry ground. And what was chasing you has drowned in the past you finally released. If you feel the breakthrough within, type 444 in the comments and declare, I am no longer bound. I am already rising. And now listen closely, this part is sacred. This part is delicate. Because just before liberation completes, just before your soul steps fully into divine freedom, the final test always comes. It's not a punishment. It's not a delay. It's a gate. And it must be passed through with clarity, with resolve, and with discernment. The final test doesn't come in the form of chaos, it comes disguised as comfort. It comes dressed in the very thing you once cried for. And if you're not careful, you'll mistake the echo of the past for the sound of destiny. But you won't make that mistake, not this time. I may return. That person, that voice, that energy, the same one that wounded you, confused you, drained you, but now it returns with a different tone. An apology, a promise, I've been fahin'. It might even sound holy. I've changed you. I see you now. Let's try again. But child of the light, hear me clearly, this is not a sign to reattach. This is not a door to re-enter. This is a test. The final test. Because when energy knows it no longer has access, it will disguise itself as healing to re-enter the place it used to poison. It'll offer peace, but it's poison peace. They'll use words you long to hear, but behind the words still lies the same root. The manipulation, the control, the jealousy, the distraction. And here's what makes this test so dangerous. It will come when you feel strongest. It will come when your spirit is clear, when your frequency is high, when your light is rising, and that's what draws it in. Not because you're weak, but because you're glowing. Because darkness always makes a final attempt to attach itself to a rising star. You not fall for familiarity. Just because it feels comfortable doesn't mean it's compatible with your calling. Just because it knew the old you doesn't mean it belongs in the new you. This test is not just about saying no, it's about standing in your yes to heaven. It's about saying, I choose alignment over attachment. I choose peace over performance. I choose truth, even if it's quiet and lonely, over chaos dressed in company. Archangel Michael speaks now with holy fire. Do not reopen what God has closed. Do not delay what heaven is trying to deliver by dancing with what heaven already dismantled. The enemy doesn't need to destroy you to delay you, it only needs to distract you. And distraction is always most dangerous when it wears the mask of reconciliation. You may feel tempted. That's normal. You may second-guess your growth. That's human. But you must remember who you've become. You must remember the pain it took to reach this level of peace. You must remember the silence you had to survive to hear heaven clearly again. Don't trade your healing for a temporary high. Don't betray your new frequency to feel familiar again. Let me speak plainly. If it comes back now, it's coming back to test your gate, not to bless your growth. And if you pass this final test with grace, with silence, with unwavering clarity, the next door will open faster than you can imagine. Because heaven watches what you walk away from when no one is watching. Heaven watches who you allow to speak into your healed self. This isn't just about them, it's about whether or not you are ready for the next level of light. There is no shame in growth. There is no guilt in choosing yourself. You're not bitter. You're not unforgiving. You're just finally whole. And whole people don't entertain broken attachments that dress themselves up in sweet words. Wholeness doesn't negotiate with what heaven has cut away. So when the voice comes, and it will stay centered. When the text arrives, and it don't respond from your emotions. When the old cycle tries to reopen its mouth, remember, peace doesn't beg. Love doesn't manipulate. And truth doesn't need to prove anything. You've already passed through the fire. This is your final flame. Walk through it without flinching. I, Archangel Michael, stand with you at the gate. I shield your path. I silence the voice of confusion. And I release over you the grace to pass this final test with your head held high, your spirit grounded, and your destiny untouched. This is it. You're almost home. Don't go back to what nearly destroyed you, just because it returns dressed in apology. You're not who you used to be. And what once fit, now falls off you like old skin. Let it. If you're ready to pass the final test and never look back, type 666 in the comments and declare, I protect my peace. I pass the test. I walk forward clean. Now, beloved, stand still for just a moment. Let every word from above settle deep into the core of your soul. Let the silence of truth wrap around you like divine armor. You've seen it now. You felt the shift. The veil has been torn. The lie has lost its hold. The saboteur has been exposed. The signs were divine. The delay was protection. A shift was sacred. And the final test, it is already behind you. You did not arrive here broken. You arrived here victorious. You arrived here as the evidence that God's protection still covers those who walk in truth. That heaven still speaks to those who listen. That restoration isn't just possible, it is promised. And now, by the authority granted to me as Archangel Michael, I declare this cycle is finished. It is sealed. It is done. The confusion is clear. The weight is lifted. The door is closed. The peace has come. Say this out loud, and let it echo beyond your own ears. Let it reign in the halls of heaven. I am aligned with heaven's order. I walk forward in truth, free from what no longer serves me. And no weapon formed against me shall prosper. Every delay becomes a delivery of multiplied blessing. I walk under divine covering, led by divine timing. Let the words leave your lips and become law in your life. Let them break what remains of fear. Let them anchor you into the now. You don't have to beg anymore. You don't have to chase. You don't have to explain. You are covered. You are cleared. You are crowned. God is not going to do it, He is doing it. The shift has already started. The blessing is already in motion. And this time, nothing will be able to stop what is for you. Heaven smiles upon your soul now. The path has been purified. The way is made straight. And your angels are already surrounding the days ahead. So rise in faith. Walk in boldness. And let the residue of the old fall behind you without regret. You are not stepping forward, you are stepping into fulfillment. This is your divine decree. The energy is cleared. The cycle is broken. The restoration has begun. If this entire message resonates deep in your spirit, type 111, 333, 555 in the comments and declare boldly, I receive this revelation. It is so. It is sealed. It is done.